Good evening. How you doing?
Doing good.
Yeah. How
Yeah.
was your week?
Um, Very busy and hectic.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah. How you feeling right now?
Right now, I'm realizing my heartbeat is slowing down. My day was very busy, and I felt kind of like I was jogging all day long.
Okay.
So right now it feels good to not
Mhm.
have to be running around.
Okay. So it's starting to calm down a little
Mhm.
bit. Mhm. That's good.
Mm.
So let's talk.
Yes.
What happened with the homework assignment this week? Were you able to do it?
I called my mom. We actually talked. Um, I did not Skype with her. We did
Mhm.
not do that, but I did talk to her about, maybe I can put her down in my schedule for coming down a weekend when I don't have so much homework,
Mhm.
or a day during the week that I can maybe take off work. And I told her I'll put you in my schedule, and I thought maybe if I make her sound like she's part of my schedule, because that's what hurts her feelings is I'm not part of your schedule, or your
Okay.
schedule is always busy.
Right.
So I offered that.
Mhm.
And honestly, I don't know if she was really glad or she was just kind of like, oh, yeah, whatever.
Right.
But we talked about it, and I offered that.
Right. And so, what did you say?
And she said, okay, that sounds good. You tell me when you're free.
Mhm.
And that was kind of her response. And I said, okay, Mom, I will take time to look at my schedule and we'll figure something out. Or I said, maybe we can do something like every 4 or 5 weeks, every 6 weeks, where you can come down here.
Mhm.
And she said, okay, just let me know.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think the using the term put you in my schedule? Do you think that was something that may have been off-putting to her?
No,
Mhm.
because to her, see, she actually kind of joked about it with my family in front of me, like, oh, her schedule, you know what I
Okay.
mean? So to her, she thinks that I'm putting more importance on my schedule than her.
Okay.
So I thought if I incorporate her into the schedule that she's
Right.
making fun of,
Right.
she'll feel like she's part of it.
Okay.
So I don't think that it was, because it really wasn't my intention.
Okay. So tell me, how else did the conversation go? Did you feel like you made connection with her in the conversation?
I did.
Mhm.
I did, when I told her, Mom, I don't ever mean to hurt your feelings. I love you, but I do hope that you understand that I am busy.
Mhm.
And then she said, no, right there she did calm down, and she did say, no, Mika, I understand that you're busy. It just hurts me, that you're so busy.
Mhm.
And, sometimes we can't come down and see you, or you cancel. And I was like, okay, I don't mean to do that. I don't mean to hurt your feelings. Um, but as long as you understand that, then, that's what matters.
Can you say calm down when she did calm down? So she wasn't calm before?
Um, Sometimes she gets like too emotional.
Okay.
And she's almost like on the verge of tears.
Mhm.
So maybe I should say, Mom, don't cry.
Okay. So calming down to you means that she was too emotional.
Yes. And why I say that is because I want her to understand that it's not my intention to make her feel bad. So, gosh, maybe I am making her feel like I'm not considerate of her feelings.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you make her feel bad?
Um, make her feel bad. Not intentionally. She does tell me, hurts me, I feel bad when I don't see you or I miss you. I don't do those things intentionally.
Mhm.
Um, here's the thing, my mom speaks Spanish,
Mhm.
so when I'm telling you, I said calm down, it sounds more abrupt in English than in Spanish. I was like, Ama, por favor escúchame, or cálmate,
Mhm.
which has got a different like, connotation, a different tone of
Okay.
voice.
Okay.
So I don't think I'm like, Mom, calm down.
Okay. Okay. All right. So she said she was too emotional, so she was going to cry.
Mhm.
Is that too emotional, or is that how she just expresses herself?
She usually expresses herself like that when it's something that hurts her.
Okay.
But like I told you last week, I guess I would have thought that after 5 years she would have been used to it, you know?
Mhm.
So maybe that's why I think that she's being too emotional.
Okay.
I've never meant to hurt her feelings,
Mhm.
make her cry.
Right.
That's why.
So last week you also mentioned that the original plan was that you were going to go to school and then you were going to come home, and then the plan changed, and you decided to stay in Tucson. Correct.
Mhm.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So when the plan changed, how was that discussed?
Well, when I finished school, I told my mom, because I did look for jobs out there in Yuma. The job market is just really poor out there. And then I told her, well, Mom, there's some jobs here that I'm interested in. I think that I should get some experience here.
Mhm.
Kind of, ground myself so that I can kind of validate for myself and have some work experience in,
Okay.
the field. So I told her that, and then after a few months, like I think it was maybe over the summer, I told my mom I am gonna go back to school, and it's gonna be here in Tucson.
Mhm.
So she was aware of that. So she knew that I wasn't gonna come back at least for 3 or 4 more years.
Okay.
Um, so I think that maybe she just really hoped for it, but
Mhm.
she's been aware of it.
Okay. And when you told her of the change in plan, was she
Mhm.
too emotional then?
No, she wasn't. She wasn't.
Okay. She was accepted.
She was accepting. She told me she was proud of me for going to school, pursuing higher education. Um, so yeah, no, she was happy. She seemed to be understanding.
Mhm. Okay. And you also mentioned that you're the first person in your family to do this, huh?
Yes.
So it must feel good to be that first person.
Um, it does. I mean, I guess I'm proud in the sense like, hopefully they'll see that, it's an example, or that they'll see that I'm trying to do something with my life. For them too, I do it for my family, my grandma, my uncles, my mom, my parents sacrificed a lot.
Mhm.
So I would hope that they would see that I'm doing it kind of like in return for them,
Right.
Um, does it feel good? Yeah, I mean, I guess I feel proud,
Mhm.
and I get, what makes me happy is to see my parents proud.
Right. So you're carrying like your whole family through this process with you.
Oh gosh, yeah, it's kind of out of control. Huh?
That could be heavy.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Does that ever feel heavy?
Yes.
Tell me more about that.
There were feelings of I have to do this, and if I do it, I have to do it right, and I can't fail,
Mm.
because if I fail, they're gonna be like, she's a failure, and I can't fail because there's so many people in my family that kind of are counting on me to do this right. Kind of pressure brought onto myself. I realize this now. Yeah, it has gotten heavy in the past.
Yeah. You said, what's the saying? Heavy is the head that wears the crown. Mhm.
Yeah.
So you wearing this crown because you are the one who defied the odds, or how things have been going, and it is a lot of pressure.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure. And while you're saying you can't fail, you can't, what happens if you don't do something? What happens if you fail at one thing?
I feel like a failure.
And then what would that mean? What would that mean for you? If you fail at one thing, what does that mean? What did it say about Maria?
It says that I'm not perfect, which I don't intend to say that I am or I ever thought I was, but a lot of, let's not even go that far. My brother used to compare himself a lot growing up to myself. And if my parents pushed him to get better grades, well, I'm not her, I'm not your perfect daughter. And he'd like run out the house and go on his bike and, so, I think that it's been a lot of pressure to be this person that my family has told me to be.
Yeah, and you're the oldest, right?
Yes.
So then you feel that way as well.
Yes.
Yeah. And it sounds like, we talked about you having a work ethic that's similar to your dad.
Yeah.
So how does he deal with disappointment?
My dad does not accept failure. And I've been living by that standard for a long time.
Okay.
Which is unrealistic. I might as well tell you now, like lately I've been getting into meditation and breathing, and that's kind of helped me understand a lot of things that have been unrealistic expectations all my life. So when I tell you that I grew up under this unrealistic expectation of failure is not an option, right, it's not, but kind of perfection imposed by my dad was that standard. He just, if he does something, it's gonna be well done.
And you want to be able to do the same thing.
That's what I grew up around. So when everybody else is doing something and they just do what meets the standard to get by, my dad was like, no, you have to do it better. You're gonna do it, you're gonna do it well. Because he used to say, people who are lazy and don't do something right end up paying twofold when they have to redo it. So why make yourself work harder later on? Work hard, achieve it well, and you're done.
Well, what happens to the person who works hard and they still don't achieve it? Are they lazy?
No, I don't think that my dad said that.
Right. Do you believe that? What he said?
I don't believe it's a matter of like laziness, but I do share that idea of if you're gonna do something, do it right.
And that's a really good way to look at things, right? When you are now applying that to your life and the things that you're doing, do you think at times that is added, the pressure of wanting to have it right? And not to say that, you should do it any less than that, but just going above and beyond that, do you think that has taken away anything from you at all in your life?
I think it's added unnecessary stress, I would say, because of unrealistic expectations.
That comes up again, unrealistic expectations.
Yeah. Again, my dad's standard has been like perfection. Well, nobody is perfect, you know what I mean?